try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream. It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday. It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday.
Yeah, it's because I'm going to be gone. Look, Angie's in there dancing.
Cousins all here.
Stop looking over here.
My beard got cakes running everywhere. Got some pokey on the side while Mom was trying to hide the Miller and the Heineken beer. It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday.
A week from Monday. See, if you'd signed up for the Alaska trip, you'd be going to Alaska with me Monday morning. But you didn't sign up, so now it's too late. Now you can't go. That's why I'm doing Aloha Friday. Yeah, I'm headed to Alaska Monday, and I'll be back the following Monday. So John Caldera, being the goober that he is, will be in here. So, goobers and goobers can gather together next week. Earlier this week, and I didn't, when I first saw this, I laughed about it, but then I kind of blew it off, and I didn't talk about it until Benghazi hero Chris Peranto decided that he was going to get in the fray, and then it caught my attention. You see, earlier this week, Hillary Clinton took exception to something that President Trump said, which I know you find shocking. But in his meeting with Putin, apparently Trump made some comment that was just too much for Hillary. So Chris Peranto goes nuclear on Hillary's lecture to Trump. Oh, by the way, Angie, I got a nasty gram last night about my pronunciation, of nuclear. Nuclear. Nuclear?
Yeah.
Nuclear?
Nuclear.
Nuclear?
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation?
Pronunciation.
Nuclear?
Should probably work on that word.
Hillary Clinton, ABC News reported, to see the White House even hesitate to defend a diplomat is deeply troubling. You see, there was all this kerfuffle over whether or not Trump was going to make the former ambassador to Russia available to the Kremlin for an interrogation. And I do think that's a stupid thing to do, and Trump has backed off from it, and it's not going to happen. But that's not the point. The point is Hillary Clinton, who left Ambassador Chris Stevens to die in Benghazi, tweeted, "Ambassador McFaul is a patriot who has spent his career standing up for America. To see the White House even hesitate to defend a diplomat is deeply, deeply troubling." And Benghazi hero Chris Peranto went, nuclear or ballistic? I don't care, either one. He tweeted, "Are you effing," and he actually put in F''N, class, pure class. "Are you effing kidding me at Hillary Clinton? You left Ambassador Stevens and us to die in Benghazi, then spewed lie after lie to the family members of my dead teammates and to the world to cover it up. And now you have the nerve to talk about defending diplomats? You are disgusting." To which several people said, "Yeah, tough to disagree with," or "this deserves endless retweets." It does deserve endless retweets. And whether you think he went ballistic or nuclear, either way, doesn't make any difference to me. It is the lack of self-awareness. It is the cognitive dissonance that people like Hillary Clinton suffer that continues to fascinate me. Now remember, she left Chris Peranto and Ambassador Stevens and others to die in Benghazi. And she said, to see the White House even hesitate to defend a diplomat is deeply troubling. You know what, sweetheart? It really is. It truly is disturbing. Maxine Waters is in the news. I told you yesterday or day before that she had encouraged her supporters not to counter-protest the Oath Keepers who were going to protest in front of her Los Angeles office. CBS Los Angeles has this report. Oh, no, I forgot to open that up. Angie gave me a new one because we had the wrong one in there. So I've now got to go back in here and pull up the right one. And there it is. And now we'll go.
Don't threaten to spit on me.
You're not going to intimidate our Queen Maxine.
Well, a right-wing militia group calls off a protest against Congresswoman Maxine Waters in South L.A. when many of her supporters showed up instead. It was a showdown that never happened. A militia group called for a protest in South L.A. against Representative Maxine Waters.
But by the time it was supposed to start, only Waters supporters showed up.
And CBS 2's Dave Lopez is live in South L.A., where police were on standby just in case of confrontations. Dave?
Well, there were a number of police officers here just in case, as you said, Pat. Across the street, the field office where that one lone man who has not gone home from the protest, he's the only one left. That's the field office of Congresswoman Maxine Waters, who wasn't here today. Her offices were locked shut. No one was in there. She's in Washington. We did not get a response when we requested one. And it was a confrontation that many people expected, some wanted, but the opposition never showed. Supporters of Congresswoman Maxine Waters were ready. Some carried protection, just in case.
They carry protection? They were walking around with condoms? What do they need protection for?
It's Queen of Los Angeles.
Oh, did you know that? Maxine is the Queen of Los Angeles. Queen Maxine. I got to quit calling her sweetheart. We'll call her the Queen Bee now. Queen Maxine.
If you don't believe me, ask anybody out.
Just ask anybody out there. All right, we should, maybe I should make a side trip. I don't have a stopover in LAX, but if I had a stopover in LAX, maybe I could get a little microphone and walk around and ask people, who's the Queen of Los Angeles? And they'd tell me, Maxine.
Queen Maxine.
And on social media, a group called Oath Keepers had vowed to go to her office in South Los Angeles to protest what they called her far-left terrorist violence and threats of violence, based on what she said a few weeks ago.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
You know what I kind of hope? I hope that wherever we stay in Alaska, there's no television, no radio. I won't go so far as to say no internet because, well, I want to post on Instagram and I want to read the dumbassery on Twitter. But I really hope that I can escape some of this stupidity going on in the country right now.
Outside her field office today at 102nd and Broadway, a strong presence of the LAPD, and nerves were on edge.
Who are you?
And just before 1,
Man, let's go.
people supporting Maxine Waters thought they spotted Oath Keepers.
Oh, look, there's an Oath Keeper over there. Quick, get your protection out. Put the condom on your head. Yeah, just pull it down over your ears because we got to have protection from the Oath Keepers. Oh, my gosh, Maxine.
Arriving across the street.
That's not them. That's not them.
We're with the people and we are against the Oath.
It wasn't the Oath Keepers, but a different group coming to support Maxine Waters.
So the protesters can't tell the Oath Keepers from the Maxine supporters. Wouldn't it have been funny if the Maxine protesters had pulled down the condoms down over their ears for their protection and taken bats or whatever and swung at the other group of Maxine supporters? That would be called a melee. I like melees.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Our cleanup crew has the right lane closed northbound I-25 approaching Highway 56 after an earlier semi-truck fire. We're stopped back to Colorado 66. And a 4-car crash blocking the center lane and right shoulder eastbound Highway 36 at Wadsworth. In Denver, a semi-truck versus school bus collision eastbound 6th Avenue at Broadway. We're jammed up back to Klamath. And an emergency rescue operation has 6th Avenue freeway closed both directions between Highway 119 and Highway 58. Denver forecast mostly cloudy this afternoon, high of 96. Chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 66. For the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, partly cloudy in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, high of 95, low of 62 degrees. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Rocket Mortgage is simple so you can understand the details and be sure you're getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all 50 states, equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
You know, I told you a few years ago that I turned down endorsing a solar company because when I looked at their financials and business plan, it didn't make any sense for you, and I'm just not going to endorse something like that. That's no longer the case working with Zoetic Solar. With Zoetic Solar, what they do, their business model is simple. They replace your current electric bill. That becomes the payment for your solar panels. So your monthly out-of-pocket is the same, except that now you own those panels. No down payments needed, and once your panels are paid off, you've got free energy for your house for life. You own those solar panels as opposed to renting them, which is what everybody else does. And when Zoetic puts solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic free of charge and, again, free of charge, put in a smart home thermostat for free. And Zoetic is a Colorado-owned and operated company right here in Denver. So if you're thinking about solar for your home or your business, I want you to call these guys and just get a free quote. Find out what it's going to cost, how it might work for you. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Running a small business can be demanding. The more you grow, the more you have to coordinate. There's more inventory, more employees, more customers. That's why small business owners need more from their internet service. The gig speed network from Comcast Business gives you more, with speeds up to 20 times faster than what most people have. That means powering more employees on multiple devices, more video conferencing, and more downloads in seconds, not minutes. Plus, for a limited time, when you get fast, reliable internet, you can add voice for just $24.95 more per month. Comcast is building America's largest gig speed network to give small businesses more. Call 1-800-501-6000 to join or visit business.comcast.com. Comcast Business, built for business.
Offer ends 8/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and available only to new Comcast Business customers. Early termination fee applies. It requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Call for details. Converts up to 1 gigabit per second to 50 megabits per second downloads.
Hello, this is Neil Sullivan, owner and operator of the St. Vrain Market in Lyons, Colorado. Part of our mission is to bring you and your family the most local and fresh culinary options in Colorado. That's why we carry Colorado-based Red Bird Farms chicken.
Red Bird Farms chicken, available at King Super, Safeway, and City Market stores.
By age 65, most Americans will have worked 90,000 hours. Those hours built your nest egg, which upon retiring you will need to generate your monthly income. That's because when you quit your job, you'll need INCOME. And since most of us don't have pensions, this will come from your portfolio. In just a few more weeks, the stock market will become the longest running bull market in American history. When the market turns from green, it'll go straight to red, with no yellow caution in between. If you let your portfolio drop, so will your income, and with it, perhaps your standard of living. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker, and I can help. For 36 years, I've been protecting my clients' portfolios and providing monthly income. We create all-season portfolios because with them, you're ready for wherever the market goes. You can reach me at Tucker Financial at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Tired of the same old on cable news? Well, you can find some relief, and it's called Newsmax TV. It's America's new conservative cable news channel, and it's also the fastest growing news channel in America. It's now in 50 million cable homes on DirecTV, Dish, Fios, and Uverse. I watch it all the time, and I'm on it sometimes. Newsmax not only gives me the stuff the big media won't report on President Trump and the things that I care about, but it also has great guests every week, including Bill O'Reilly, Professor Dershowitz, Greta Van Susteren, Mike Reagan, Bernie Carrick, and more. Hey, don't take my word for it. Start getting better informed on cable news by watching Newsmax TV. Even President Trump likes it. Get Newsmax TV on DirecTV Channel 349, Dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. Or call your cable company and tell them that you want Newsmax TV. If you don't get Newsmax TV, pick up and call your cable company right now. Newsmax TV. Newsmax, it's real news for real people. You know, all of us know or have heard a story about somebody getting a contractor, paying them a lot of money, only to get the job never done. Now, if you want to avoid that and you want to remodel your kitchen or bath, then you need to call Brian with Professional Home Design. Brian is fully licensed and insured. And unlike other bathroom and kitchen remodeling companies, Brian and Professional Home Design does everything. They put in the cabinets, countertops, plumbing, electrical fixtures. There's no part of the job that they're not qualified and certified to do. And here's why I like the way they do business. Once you sign the agreement and the work is scheduled, you meet with their designer at the showroom and you pick out your own tile, countertops, vanity cabinets, whatever. And then Professional Home Design buys everything it costs and pass that savings on to you. No markups. Call Brian and call or text him about your kitchen or bathroom remodeling right now. 720-369-8998 or online, professionalhomedesignsltd.com.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter, Monday morning at 10.
Consumer problems, questions, and complaints. We give you a voice and try to solve your problems Monday at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Got to get a taxpayer relief shot in, so that means that somebody's tuning out. You know, let me just take this opportunity once again to explain that the purpose of the taxpayer relief shot is not in any way to glorify the death of the thugs that end up getting killed, justifiably so, by either a good guy with a gun, a citizen, or by a law enforcement officer. It is the celebration of the God-given natural right of self-defense that every single one of us enjoys, separate and apart from the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. And the reason we do taxpayer relief shots, there is a disproportionate presentation in the news, whether it be on television, radio, online newspapers, magazines, wherever it is, there is a disproportionate presentation of gun violence depicted by either gang violence, black on black violence, criminal violence, whatever it might be, of dirtbags and criminals using guns in the commission of a crime. And when there's actually a good story where somebody acts in self-defense to protect their business, their lives, their property, or where law enforcement, because what do you hear mostly about? Law enforcement that shoots somebody that's questionable. So we present the taxpayer relief shots as an antidote to all of that other garbage that you hear about people using guns in a criminal manner. Today's comes from South Fulton, and by the way, I'm not going to stop doing them either. South Fulton, Georgia.
Police in the city of South Fulton are investigating a shooting that left one person hurt. Channel 2's Darren Moore is live at the police precinct along Old National Highway. And Darren, police believe the shooting may be connected to a home invasion.
And that's what they're thinking, Lori, but police would not confirm if it was the home invader that was shot or the homeowner. But this is video we gathered for you from overnight where South Fulton police showed up at this house on Montilly Place after getting a call of gunfire in the neighborhood. Officers found one person shot. A crime scene tech took pictures and found at least one bullet that pierced through a window. She also collected a bag of evidence from the house, but police didn't return our calls to confirm whether the shooting was the result of a home invasion.
Probably a good guy with a gun. CNN's Poppy Harlow was talking about Trump's Helsinki summit. And a few people occasionally, Poppy Harlow is one of them, like a broken clock, will occasionally be right. And she's, during the course of an interview, is grilling her guest about whether or not Trump was tougher on Putin than Obama.
Don't hear him criticize Vladimir Putin, but would you concede that his administration's actions against Russia, be it the sanctions, be it the selling of anti-tank missiles to Ukraine, are tough actions on Russia, arguably tougher actions on Russia, some would say, than the Obama administration?
Well, clearly they are. Clearly they are. Regardless of what you think of any missteps or misstatements or anything else, the deeds that Trump has taken against Russia are stronger than Obama ever thought about. Remember Hillary Clinton's famous fiasco with the red reset button? She went to a Staples, and remember, it was the easy button, and she wanted to do a reset with the Russian it was either the Russian ambassador or the Russian foreign minister. I forget which one it was. It doesn't make any difference. And the interpretation was wrong, the language was wrong, the words were wrong, but set all of that aside. They wanted a reset with Russia. They wanted improved relations with Russia. Trump wants improved relations with Russia also, but while he's demanding improved relations, he's imposing stricter sanctions, moving defense weapons into Ukraine, and actually taking steps to put Russia in its place.
Poppy, we had to drag the White House kicking and screaming to impose sanctions on Russia. And if I can clarify, of course, having a good relationship with a country is always in our interest, but it's not in our interest to go on the world stage and to suggest that we're rolling over for a country that hacked our election, that commits cyber warfare, that interferes in governments all throughout the world, and to do so next to a murderous dictator like Vladimir Putin. No, that is absolutely not in our interest at all.
It's actually in our interest to have a relationship with every country on earth. The poorest of the poor, tin-horn dictators, Maduro in Venezuela, even the Cubans. The difference is, take Cuba for example. Rather than have any quid pro quos where Obama would say, yeah, we're willing to start normalizing relations, we're willing to open up travel, we're willing to open up some trade, but in exchange for that, you need to let these dissidents out of jail, you need to return the and I'll try to be fair here, the alleged cop killer, Shakur, you need to return her to the United States so she can face trial. She's hidden in Cuba for almost 30 years now, maybe longer than 30 years. It's time for her to come back. The difference is Obama would sit down with Raul Castro and normalize relations and not extract any quid pro quos. Or at the same time that you're on the one hand being diplomatic and having a conversation, on the other hand, the State Department and the Treasury Department are imposing sanctions. Obama never did that. And that's precisely what Donald Trump's doing. And so when she points that out, the congressman can't deal with it.
Don't hear him criticize Vladimir Putin, but would you concede that his administration's actions against Russia, be it the sanctions, be it the selling of anti-tank missiles to Ukraine, are tough actions on Russia, arguably tougher actions on Russia, some would say, than the Obama administration?
Poppy, we had to drag the White House kicking and screaming to impose sanctions on Russia. And if I can clarify, of course, having a good relationship with a country is always in our interest, but it's not in our interest to go on the world stage and to suggest that we're rolling over for a country that hacked our election, that commits cyber warfare, that interferes in governments all throughout the world, and to do so next to a murderous dictator like Vladimir Putin. No, that is absolutely not in our interest at all.
And then when I listen to that, I keep asking myself, well, what about President Xi of China? What about any other? What about South Africa, where they're stripping away property rights from whites and they're doing gun confiscation? What about any of these countries? Why is it okay that some dictators are more equal than others, or some dictators are more acceptable than others, when in fact what we ought to be doing is precisely what Donald Trump's doing, and that is try to have a relationship with all of these people, because whether we like it or not, we can't choose who the dictators are. Hey, everybody, let's go talk to Bob Smith over at RCS Wealth Management. Bob, we got a question. What's the best time to start taking Social Security?
Well, Mike, that's the $64,000 question. But my question is this. Doesn't it make more sense to take an earlier benefit, let's say at 62, and get paid for a longer amount of time than waiting until age 70? Because as you know, your first time you can take Social Security is at 62. Then you can take it at full retirement age when you get 100% of your benefits. Usually it's 66, and then at 70. Well, there are a lot of factors that come into play when claiming, such as lifespan, such as health. What are your retirement goals? And things like that. So there are a lot of different factors that come into play when deciding when to take Social Security. And it's not as easy as 62, 66, or 70.
And that's why I think people need to give you a call at RCS Wealth Management. Easy phone number to remember, 303-777-5500, or online, rcswealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, BCM, a registered investment advisor. BCM and RCS Wealth Management are independent of each other.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Well, good news. We've cleared that earlier semi-truck fire northbound I-25, but it's still a 24-minute delay from Colorado 66 to Highway 56. A 4-car crash blocking the center lane and right shoulder eastbound Highway 36 at Wadsworth. In Denver, semi-truck versus school bus collision eastbound 6th Avenue at Broadway. We're jammed up back to Klamath. And an emergency rescue operation has the 6th Avenue freeway closed both directions between Highway 119 and Highway 58. Denver forecast mostly cloudy this afternoon, high of 96. Thunderstorms tonight, low of 66. Saturday and Sunday, pretty similar. Cloudy in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon, high of 95, low of 62. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Rocket Mortgage is simple so you can understand the details and be sure you're getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all 50 states, equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Belco is offering 2.5% APY on a 13-month CD for a limited time with balances of $10,000 or more. You heard right, 2.5% APY on a 13-month CD. To get that higher rate, you typically get stuck in a longer term, like 24 or 36 months, but not at Belco. This offer won't last, so visit any Belco branch, call 1-800-BELCO-1, or go online to belco.org/CDs to get started. Belco membership is required, federally insured by NCUA. Belco, banking for everyone.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Get a licensed plumber or HVAC tech in your home for just $39. A safe, complete, and predictable way to find out what's wrong. Just $39. If you have them do any of the needed repairs, that diagnostic fee is waived. The best value in heating and air. Online at fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
When your house is in trouble, fix it 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Coloradans 62 and older, are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away, and FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online at americanfinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When you have hail damage, finding a quality roofer is tough. Roofers are everywhere, but who can you trust? After serving Denver for over 20 years, Roof Corp gets it. They encourage several bids to compare. They also recommend getting a free hail report before calling your insurance. Roof Corp is A+ rated, factory certified, and insurance approved. Contact Roof Corp to make them one of your bids and receive Receive your free hail report. Visit roofingexperts.com or call 303-548-5000.
Are you looking for a medical clinic with an affordable concierge program? You know, concierge medicine is great, but often way too expensive. Well, Grossman Wellness Center is offering many concierge programs that have focused, individualized care, including doctor visits and lab testing. For example, the program for optimal wellness, that's designed to help slash by half the risks of heart disease and cancer, the two leading causes of death. They've got programs focused on bringing you the numerous health benefits of bioidentical hormone supplements. So if you're looking for a personalized and affordable concierge healthcare program, then you need to consider a mini concierge program at Grossman Wellness Center. Give them a call today, 303-233-4247. And don't forget to mention me, Michael Brown, for a 50% discount on your initial consultation and testing. So call my doctor, Dr. Grossman, at 303-233-4247, or go online, visit them at grossmanwellness.com. That's grossmanwellness.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
You know that Angie and I have a love-hate relationship with social media, and in particular, well, YouTube and Facebook. And the reason for that is because we get dinged. Angie, I got 2 copyright violations last night on YouTube. I forget what they were, but 2 songs you played, we got dinged on copyright violations. But we continue to fight, and we continue to trudge on, and we continue to battle them wherever we can. But there was an interesting exchange, 2 exchanges this week. There was an interview, I think it was on The Verge, which is one of the tech websites that I read. And then there was another congressional hearing in which a little, pipsqueak from Facebook shows up, and she's grilled by Congressman Getz. But before we do that, everybody knows who InfoWars is, right? InfoWars. I don't particularly approve of his site, and I certainly don't approve of his conspiracy theories regarding FEMA, 9/11, or anything else. I would say this: InfoWars is again like a broken clock. Occasionally they'll get something right, but they don't get enough right for me to look upon InfoWars as a reliable news source. If you disagree with me on that, that's fine. That we don't have to agree on everything. Zuckerberg was asked why InfoWars is allowed to remain up, or would InfoWars be taken down?
I want you to make the case for taking InfoWars off, if you were on the other side of it.
I mean, I think if you were trying to argue on the side of basically that the core principle of keeping the community safe, I think you would try to argue that the content is somehow attacking people or is creating an unsafe environment. Now, let me give you an example of where we would take it down. So in Myanmar or Sri Lanka, where there's a history of sectarian violence,
right?
Similar to the tradition in the U.S., where you can't go into a movie theater and yell fire because that creates an imminent harm.
Now, all of you con law students in this class know that that's a misstatement of fact. You can yell fire in a crowded theater if indeed there is a fire. The rule is you cannot falsely yell fire in a crowded theater. Got it?
There are definite examples of people sharing images that are taken out of context, that are false, that are specifically used to induce people to violence in those areas where there's
and violence
ongoing...
has resulted.
Yes. So, we are moving towards the policy of misinformation that is aimed at or going to induce violence. We are going to take down, because that.
Where does InfoWars, and as someone who disapproves of InfoWars, where do they advocate violence?
I want you to make the case for taking InfoWars off, if you were on the other side of it.
The wrong button.
I mean, I think if you were
false, you can't just take that down.
I agree that it is false.
Okay.
And I also think that going to someone who is a victim of Sandy Hook and telling them, hey, no, you're a liar, that is harassment, and we actually will take that down.
So what he's saying is, we would take InfoWars down because you may or may not be aware, but InfoWars believes that Sandy Hook was a false flag operation and that it really wasn't Adam Lanza, whatever his dirtbag name was, and that he didn't really commit the murders of those school children, which is demonstrably false. Okay, it's false. Does it incite violence? No, it's just wackadoodle.
But overall, I mean, let's take this a little closer to home, right? Okay. So I'm Jewish, and there's a set of people who deny that the Holocaust happened, right? I find that deeply offensive. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that our platform should take that down, because I think that there are things that different people get wrong. Either I don't think that they're intentionally getting it wrong, but I think that
in case of the Holocaust deniers, they might be. But go ahead.
It's hard to impugn intent and to understand the intent.
What I take from all of this is very simple. When asked, oh, and by the way, it was not The Verge, it was the Wall Street Journal, it was Recode. Recode was doing the interview. What I take from this is when he's pressed, he compares, or at least he's led through the interview, Zuckerberg is, to conflate or at least put in the same bowl InfoWars and Holocaust deniers. And just because somebody has something that he thinks is deeply wrong and deeply offensive, he should not take that down. I agree. The problem is that's not what they do in practice. Let's skip over to the congressional hearing. This is one of Facebook's lawyers.
From a page that is milkshakes against the Republican Party. There are 2 posts. Would you read the first one? And there is one naughty word there that you're welcome to skip over. Will you read it aloud?
Congressman, this is a post, milkshakes against the Republican Party. It has a picture, and it says parents in the waiting area for today's school shooting in Florida. And then it says, you remember the shooting at the Republican baseball game. One of those should happen every week until those NRA, and then there are unpleasant words. And then I'm not sure if this is another post beneath it or not.
Yeah, that's a second post. Will you read that? That has no naughty words.
It says, dear crazed shooters, the GOP has frequent baseball practice. You really want to be remembered. That's how you do it. Signed, Americans tired of our politicians bathing in the blood of the innocent for a few $1 million from the terrorist organization NRA.
Do these posts violate your terms of service?
Any call for violence violates our terms of service.
So why is Milkshakes Against the Republican Party still a live page on your platform?
I can't speak. I haven't reviewed this page. I can't speak to why any page is up or not up, but we can certainly follow up with it.
So a member of my staff provided these comments to Facebook, and we said, based on our reading of your terms of service, and frankly, based on your testimony today, where you say we are committed to removing content that encourages real-world harm, based on that, this would be a facial violation. But I received back what I've provided to you, and the highlighted portion of Facebook's message back to my staff includes, it doesn't go against one of our specific community standards.
What he's pointing out is, look, this Milkshakes Against the Republicans or whatever, some anti-Republican group, actually advocating violence. His staff, the congressman's staff, provided those posts in advance of the hearing and said, is this not an example of what you would take down? Then comes the hearing. The posts were still up. He asked the lawyer, why weren't they taken down? She can't answer the question because, well, she's just a stupid lawyer and she's not aware of all the posts that are up, meaning she wasn't very well prepared by her staff for this hearing. Because if you go to a congressional hearing and you know you're going to be questioned by Congressman X, you do at least a de minimis review to see if Congressman X has corresponded with you or your company so that you can anticipate the questions that are going to be asked. And they couldn't even do that. But put all of that aside, the posts were still up. Facebook doesn't even know what it's doing.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Cece's with new Italian-style flatbread, salad, and dessert.
A 4-car crash blocks the center lane and right shoulder eastbound Highway 36 at Wadsworth. It's a 43-minute delay due to the incident. A semi-truck versus school bus collision eastbound 6th Avenue at Broadway. We're jammed up back to Klamath. And both directions of I-70 closed through Glenwood Canyon between Colorado River Road and Eagle due to wildfires. Denver forecast mostly cloudy this afternoon, high of 96. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, low of 66. Saturday and Sunday, pretty similar. Cloudy skies in the morning, thunderstorms at night, high of 95, low of 62. Monday, much cooler with rain showers and thunderstorms, high of 81, low of 61. With your traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Why settle for a tiny value meal when you can have endless value on Cece's Unlimited Buffet? Like pepperoni, meat eater, stuffed crust, buffalo chicken, and now 2 new Italian flatbreads. The buffet's a better way. Cece's for a limited time.
You know, tired of the same old on cable news? Well, now you can find some relief, and it's called Newsmax TV. It's America's new conservative cable news channel. It's also the fastest-growing cable channel in America. It's now in more than 50 million cable homes. You can find it on DirecTV, Dish, Fios, and UVerse. Not only do I watch it all the time, sometimes I'm on Newsmax TV. Newsmax not only gives me the stuff the big media is not going to report on about President Trump and the things I care about, it also has great guests every week, including Bill O'Reilly and Professor Dershowitz, Mike Reagan, Bernie Carrick, and more. So don't take my word for it. Start getting better informed on cable news by watching Newsmax TV. Even President Trump says that he likes Newsmax TV. Get Newsmax TV on DirecTV channel 349, Dish 216, or those of you that live elsewhere, get it on UVerse 1220 and Fios 615. And if you don't get Newsmax TV, call your cable company and tell them that you want Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV, it's real news for real people.
Pat Miller at Abbey Gourmet. This Saturday we're remote at Jack's Uptown Grill on 17th and Franklin. Their brunch is so good. It's a must, so stop by and join me there and meet the staff. Saturday from 1 to 2 here on 630 KHOW.
I'm Robert, and I'm a patient of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. I was in a funk because I couldn't perform sexually. I had the desire, but I didn't have the physical ability. I lived with this problem for about 12 years. It was depressing and wasn't good for my relationship. I would tell guys who were in a similar situation to skip the fake ads that promise all kinds of things and deliver little or nothing. Go to a legitimate agency that understands your problem medically. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic were very friendly. They took their time. They understood exactly why I was there. They were very matter-of-fact, very professional. Amongst other things, I felt very confident that what they were doing was safe. If you struggle with ED, like I did, I would suggest that you overcome your initial embarrassment of the problem and don't just live with it. There is an effective treatment for ED. There are people who understand the problem. Those people are at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
This is Jeff, director of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. You don't have to live with ED anymore. Give us a call at 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Are you unable to eat the foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live a normal life, even afraid to go out in public? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here. I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of so you can live your life the way you want, with the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental, we want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation where you can find out for yourself if you are comfortable at Barrett's Dental. We offer total dental solutions, meaning we can handle all of your dental care in one convenient location without referring you all over town. If you feel safe at Barrett's Dental, it's the last place you'll need to visit to get the care you need. Is the condition of your mouth causing you to live a life of quiet desperation? Call me. I'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to take care of all your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental at 303-731-1308 or visit denverdentist.com.
By age 65, most Americans will have worked 90,000 hours. Those hours built your nest egg, which upon retiring you will need to generate your monthly income. That's because when you quit your JOB, you'll need INCOME. And since most of us don't have pensions, this will come from your portfolio. In just a few more weeks, the stock market will become the longest running bull market in American history. When the market turns from green, it'll go straight to red, with no yellow caution in between. If you let your portfolio drop, so will your income, and with it, perhaps your standard of living. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker, and I can help. For 36 years, I've been protecting my clients' portfolios and providing monthly income. We create all-season portfolios because with them, you're ready for wherever the market goes. You can reach me at Tucker Financial at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Hear that? It's opportunity knocking on your home's old front door and your old windows and siding. Because right now is your chance to save thousands on new Champion windows and home exterior upgrades. Announcing the Champion Your Home Sale with 30% off new Champion Comfort 365 windows, 25% off new siding and sunrooms. Plus, get 60 months low interest financing. Hi, this is Dave Logan. Champion is the only window company that I personally endorse. Book your free appointment today online at getchampion.com. They design, build, install, and guarantee their home improvement products. So all you have to do is enjoy them. 30% off new Comfort 365 windows and 25% off new siding and new sunrooms. It's the Champion Your Home Sale. Book your appointment online at getchampion.com. That's getchampion.com.
The Champion Limited Lifetime Warranty applies to Comfort 365 windows as long as the original purchaser owns the home. Subject to qualifying credit approval. Minimum purchase required. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Cannot be combined with other advertisers' offers. See store or website for details.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
On Thursday, my car said it was 104 degrees near my house, but the weekend's looking so comfortable at around the mid-90s. If our brains don't cook in our heads like in a crock pot, let's talk again Monday morning at 6 here on 630 K-How.
When you feel the world around you spinning out of control, you can find.
I want to finish real quickly this congressman talking to the little Facebook twerp, because it's fascinating. It may not be fascinating to you. It's fascinating to me for this reason. It shows that a company the size of Facebook, when you start going down the path of either through mathematics, the use of algorithms, or the use of human beings, when you start trying to decide what is acceptable content and unacceptable content, it's no different than me responding to every single email. Look, I love the emails that say, I love your show, I listen to you every day. The emails that criticize what or how I do something, I read those too. But can you imagine what the program would be like if, Angie and I were just laughing about this in the break, if you were wondering what we were laughing about, if I took every single email that said one day, well, we don't like this, so I stopped doing it, and then somebody says, oh, but I like that, start doing it, and it would never, it's like a restaurant that produces fried chicken. If your restaurant produces fried chicken, you're always going to have somebody that doesn't like that fried chicken, the way you cook it. So what you do is you cook your fried chicken, and then you market it to have mass appeal to as many people as possible, knowing that not everybody's going to like the way you fry your chicken. Facebook is in that same predicament. Facebook has to recognize that they've created a monster of their own, and that is this platform for people sharing content. Now, if the content truly incites violence, that's not protected speech either by the First Amendment or by libel and slander laws or by other laws that create a crime where you actually go out and incite violence. So they have to monitor that. But otherwise, I think, if I were a shareholder of Facebook, which I'm not, which maybe I should have been, if I were a shareholder of Facebook, I would be arguing, look, you created this platform, and the only thing that you ought to be taking down are things that actually incite violence. If there are offensive things on Facebook, I mean, look, clearly there are things that are beyond the realm. Child pornography, not going to accept that. Snuff videos, you're not going to accept that. But otherwise, even if somebody is bigoted on Facebook, you know what I say? Leave it up, because they're going to get ripped apart anyway. Now, in terms of fake accounts, sure, take the fake accounts down. make sure that people that are posting on Facebook are legitimate people, legitimate organization. I don't have a problem with that. But this exchange shows just how out of control the company has gotten from the very people running it.
So do you see the tension between your public testimony today, your terms of service, and then your conduct when you're presented with violent calls to shoot people who are members of my party at baseball practice?
And just so you know, for context, the post he's referring to actually advocated that people need to go to the congressional baseball practices, such as where Steve Scalise was shot, and they need to start shooting Republicans again. Clearly inciting violence, clearly a violation of terms of service, clearly a violation of probably most state laws and some federal laws, and they ought to take that down. The point being, he pointed it out, they hadn't taken it down.
Congressman, there's no place for any calls for violence on Facebook. I will certainly follow up after the hearing and make sure that we're addressing content you bring to our attention in any case.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I brought it to your attention when I emailed it to you, and then I brought it to your attention when I went to Facebook with Mr. Ratcliffe. We went to California. We went to your corporate headquarters. I showed these posts to your executives, and the response I got from your executives is, well, we removed those specific posts, but we're not going to remove the entire page. So I guess if a page hosts repeated content that threatens violence and that references the shooting of Republicans at a baseball game, why would you not remove the page?
Thank you, Congressman. Okay, so these posts were removed, but the page has not been removed. Is that
correct?
Correct. Okay.
She didn't even know that. Talk about poor staffing. Talk about absolutely crappy preparation. I don't know who this little twerp is, but if she were working for me, boom, I'd show her the door instantly.
So we remove pages or groups or profiles when there is a certain threshold of violations that has been met. So, and this depends. If somebody, for instance, posts an image of child sexual abuse imagery, their account will come down right away.
Well, duh.
But there are different thresholds depending on different violations. So I can follow up with you.
So I guess there's some level of violence or incitement of violence that is acceptable and some that is not. I also read today where a conservative, a big conservative voice on Twitter got a particular Hollywood producer fired from his production for tweets that were sometimes 7, 8, 9 years old. They weren't inciting violence, but they were, I would say, somewhat racist. They were somewhat homophobic. They were offensive to me. But why are we trying to shut down speech? Instead, why don't we just point out how absurd the speech is? Why don't we mock it instead of trying to shut it down? Because I think trying to shut it down is fascism.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Do you fear going to the dentist? Fear